So the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just got even more weird news. You guys, I think your front office is grasping at straws. It looks like this movement of bringing old heads onto the team, it just hasn't been that successful. And I just heard about this, so this is kind of crazy. Today, we're going to talk about the release of Darius Slay, but that's not the only move to cover here. I'm also going to go through a pickup that at this point of the season, I think it's just a little silly. Let's get to the silly one first. You guys let me know in the comments, is adding Adam Thielen a good thing? Does this give Aaron Rodgers a reliable target, or is this just smoke and mirrors? Is this just a desperation move by this front office? Let me know what you think about the Adam Thielen move. That's what I'm going to cover first. 35-year-old Adam Thielen. He is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. This is guy, he's known to be a quarterback's best friend, right? Always where he's supposed to be, super reliable. The guy's 35 years old. Now, bringing him onto the Pittsburgh Steelers, is he going to experience kind of a little bit of a resurgence, a last gasp of being really useful in an offense, kind of like Keenan Allen when he came back to the Chargers? We're going to wait and see, but I mean, personally, I think this team, it looks like they're grasping at straws now. It also looks like a direct reaction to what Aaron Rodgers had to say after this loss to the Bills. I mean, true to form, he's the same guy he's always been. Love him or hate him, you can always count on him to talk about his receivers when things go a little bit sideways. Now, crazy enough, 35-year-old Adam Thielen is now a Pittsburgh Steeler, and this is Aaron Rodgers is chirping. This is after completing fewer than 50% of his pass attempts on Sunday's 26-7 loss against the Buffalo Bills. He suggested two simple fixes to getting on the same page with his wide receivers, and this is with just 5 weeks left. This is what Aaron had to say. When there's film sessions, everybody shows up, and when I check to a route, you do the right route. Jonnu and I just weren't on the same page. I checked his in breaker, and he ran an out breaker. Jonnu is a true professional, so I'm sure he's sick about that. I don't know, you guys. This is Aaron Rodgers. This is what happens when things go a little bit sideways. We've seen it for years. I mean, he did take some ownership, but I don't like at this point in the season kind of throwing your receivers under the bus a bit, and the team's starting to capitulate with him. He also said, we have our meetings every week. We have other opportunities outside of the facility, and I look forward to seeing all the boys there. I'm not sure if it was cold weather or what it was, but it wasn't our best week of practice. That doesn't always translate to a negative performance. We got to practice in the elements better, and the execution, again, just wasn't where it was. A lot of it's just the energy of practice and the tempo. We talked about it, and I thought Friday was better, but I thought Thursday wasn't a great tempo execution practice for us on offense. I mean, guys, where are we at here with Aaron Rodgers? I mean, he's wearing a black cast to protect his fractured left wrist, completed just 10 of 21 attempts. Is this even right? 117 yards. That marks his third lowest total in any game during his career that he's thrown at least 20 passes. 10 completions. Also his fewest in any game with 20 pass attempts. 42 years old on Tuesday. He was strip sacked on the first play of the third quarter. And he says that he was just buying time, waiting for a receiver to get open. If you see the play, I would agree, but this is what he finally had to say. I felt good enough to be out there, just not ready to take a snap under center. Hopefully next week for that. Disappointed in my performance, disappointed in the offensive performance, and just gotta flush it. So I don't know what to make of this. You guys make what you want, but it looks like the team is responding to Aaron Rodgers a bit, and they brought Adam Thielen in. I mean, we're looking at an old guy. Didn't really move the needle in Minnesota, but Minnesota has their own problems. This guy, though, let's look at the good. You guys know I always like to spin the good side of things. He is only 1 year removed from contributing 61.5 yards per game. Now, granted, He's older now, but in 2023, he also posted a per-game average of 59.6 yards, breaking the 1,000-yard mark for the third time in his career, but that was at age 33. He's now 35. Some regression should be expected, but is this a safety blanket that Aaron Rodgers needs to kind of pop back up his production and really solidify this wide receiver group? He's bringing something to the table that definitely quarterback Aaron Rodgers will appreciate. He is a professional, both in practice, he's known for that, and on the field, he's known for that. A consummate professional, a glue guy, and Aaron Rodgers, that's what he wants. He wants pass catchers that are going to be on the same page with him in the really big moments, and he also wants guys that run routes technically sound. That's what he just said that these wide receivers were lacking against Buffalo. Also, he didn't like the way that practice was conducted, kind of intimating that was on the receivers and the offensive line and everybody. He didn't take ownership himself. I absolutely hate that about him when things go sideways, by the way. But he stressed this much after the Week 13 loss, and now they give him Thielen. He's built up a reputation for being a quarterback's best friend. We'll see if he's of help to Aaron Rodgers. I'm not convinced personally, but this is the bed that seems to have been made by your Pittsburgh Steelers. Any hope of this offense becoming functional again, just give Rodgers what he wants at this point. And now we've got a couple areas where this should improve things a little bit. I think Thielen's presence, it's definitely couldn't hurt on third downs. He's definitely a technician with that. He's known to be a red zone guy. We could really use that. And in general, we need somebody that's going to take the attention away from DK Metcalf so he can work the field. So that's all I have to say about Adam Thielen. It doesn't hurt. I don't think he's the savior that this offense needs. Let's see how they perform this week, because against Baltimore, they have a way of showing up against Baltimore. I actually think that Pittsburgh wins this game against Baltimore. I think you guys can definitely still win the division here, but I think it's going to be necessary to win the division in order to make the playoffs this time. Sorry, I don't think wild card is in the cards. So let's go with the other old head that actually left the team, Darius Slay. This is a guy that signed with the Steelers on March 13th. A 1-year, $10 million contract, $8.74 million as his signing bonus. And look, we're looking at a guy rapidly approaching 35, 6-time Pro Bowler, but it was obvious that the guy had lost a step during this season. And you know what? We've got Asante Samuel Jr. being signed. It really allows head coach Mike Tomlin to move on and replace Slay from within the roster. And just so much retooling here. I think this old head movement probably wasn't successful. And now I think the Steelers, there is something to be positive here, because I think you found your long-term cornerback number 2. Now you have somebody to tandem with Joey Porter Jr. Asante Samuel Jr. is only 26 years old. I think it's an absolutely fantastic addition. Sign him long-term if he balls out. If he's fully recovered from his injury, he was turning into one of the premier cornerbacks in the whole league. Spinal fusion is crazy, but we've seen guys ball out with way worse conditions. I think it's a great signing. And with the release of Slay, it's probably more of an indication that they believe Asante Samuel Jr. is going to be ready to go and also even possibly be the long-term solution here. You're looking at Slay, his regression, his speed has fallen off, and also he doesn't really contribute on special teams. That was even more the reason to get him out of town. But he did start the first 9 games of the season. Played in 10 overall, didn't play against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 11, had a head injury that he had the previous game, and then this road loss to the LA Chargers. And then, frankly, Pierre, he started to push him out of his starting job, and now Brandon Echols is the new starter. This team absolutely loves Brandon Echols, and he's actually showing that he should have the job. I mean, Slay finished his time with the Steelers with 36 tackles, 28 solo, 3 passes defended, 1 fumble recovery, and that came way back in the New England Patriots game in Week 3. So, I mean, he manned up against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. pitch and catch all night for the Bengals, and then the Steelers kind of changed what they were doing, kind of doing more split safety coverage, more off-zone work to give their corners, I think mostly Slay, a bigger cushion. But now you're looking at Brandon Echols. He's there. Joey Porter Jr., he's going to stay on the right side. You're going to have Brandon Echols drop in, and we'll see what we have with Asante Samuel Jr. Echols, he did earn this job, though. He made a tackle for a loss against the Bills, 2 passes defended, and he was the guy that picked off Josh Allen in the first drive of the game. It looked like the game was going to turn, but then we know what happened. Echols has played in all 12 games for the Steelers, 39 tackles, 27 of them solo, 2 tackles for a loss, a quarterback hit, 2 picks, 5 passes defended, a forced fumble recovery, and he picked off Patriots quarterback Drake May in that victory in Week 3, made a fumble recovery against the Indianapolis Colts, forced a fumble in the home win over the Bengals. This guy has just been in the right place at the right time during this year. He has earned his spot on the roster, and I think this is a good move. It's just crazy trying to be positive right now for you guys because there is so many things going down the tubes. But guess what? You are still in a place that you can easily win this division. You always play up for the Baltimore Ravens, who have their own problems right now. Ball out. Get this defense in order. Maybe Adam Thielen will provide just that little bit to give Aaron Rodgers a little more confidence to trust his receiver core. Maybe you should stop talking about them in the media. That would help to establish mutual trust. However you spin it, the Pittsburgh Steelers have their back up against the wall. It is time to fight. We will see what kind of team that you have to finish out this season. I'm going to continue to remain positive. I think you still win this division, and yes, I think you still beat the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. You guys, we will talk as the week continues. You've been great. Let's continue to build this channel, and you guys have been cool. I'll talk to you later.